Tonight, the final stop for Monday Night Raw on the road to WrestleMania took place in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight, 13 souls stepped inside one of the most brutal structures in the business today. 26 feet high, 2 miles of change, 2 miles of chains, 10 tons of steel, 4 unforgiving pods, but 2 would realize WrestleMania dreams. And tonight, the superstars of Monday Night Raw laid it all on the line for a chance, an opportunity to be a part of the biggest show of the year, the showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania 34. Welcome to the Devil's Playground. Welcome to the Elimination Chamber. Welcome, everybody, to this a recap of the Elimination Chamber 2018, a production of Ridiculously Raw, only the most must-see show on YouTube today. Oh, by the way, it is your ridiculously over good brother, Anthony Floyer here, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher, the phenom Michael Bullock. We got Dee Woodson. It's going to be a fun night, so let's dive right on in. We had a kickoff show match. We had the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, squaring off against the Miz Taraj, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel. Good Brothers win it, 8 minutes and 49 seconds. Magic Killer, a 1 3/4 star match from my taste. So, you know us, we get rid of that. So, let's dive in to the main card, and we are going to start it off with the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match. Raw Women's Championship on the line. Champion Alexa Bliss defending the title against Bayley, Sasha Banks, Mickie James, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose. When all was said and done, the winner of the match in approximately 29 minutes and 38 seconds, and still your Raw Women's Champion, 5 Feet of Fury, Alexa Bliss. She gets it done. It was an elevated DDT on Sasha Banks that finished it off. Oof, man. 3 3/4 to 4 stars. That's the rating I gotta give for that. But before we get into that, let's break down the eliminations. Mickie James eliminates Mandy Rose first. And then it was, I believe, yes, and it was Mickie James again eliminating the other half of Absolution, Sonya Deville, with a Thesz press from the top of the pod. And then Mickie James gets caught with a Bayley to belly by Bayley. Mickie James eliminated. And then from there, Bayley gets eliminated by Alexa Bliss, a roll up out of nowhere. Then it came down to Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks, and then Bliss hits an elevated DDT from the top turnbuckle. That's the 3. That's your winner. Like I said, 3 3/4, teetering on 4 stars. An amazing Elimination Chamber match, a great first ever Elimination Chamber match for the ladies. I mean, I kind of wanted to see, a little more physicality, if I'm going to be real honest. But the thing is, we knew they were gonna take care of, they were gonna protect the ladies in there and leave the hard hitting spots to the men. But nonetheless, I mean, they put it all on the line tonight. I mean, it was a strong first Elimination Chamber match for the women. Storyline progression going into WrestleMania. Bayley being stabbed in the heart by her best friend. So look for that to be continued on Raw. It shouldn't surprise anyone, but they were off with the 5 minutes, the 5-minute intervals between the entrances. And I'll tell you what, Sasha and Bayley looks like they're on their road to WrestleMania. Alexa Bliss will go in as the Raw Women's Champion, much to the chagrin of Michael Bullock and Dee Woodson, which, for the life of me, I still don't understand. I mean, you may not like her. I know you don't like her character. I know you don't. But with all due respect, whether you like her or not, She is the best thing going in the women's division today. Ronda Rousey or not, I don't care. I'm the man who tells it like it is, and I'm going to tell it like it is here tonight. Want me to be ridiculously raw? I'm going to be ridiculously raw here tonight. That post-match interview that Alexa Bliss did with Renee Young following the bout, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. She got us. For one moment, she came off as I'll be honest, like a good girl, you know? Like the good girl that Tom Petty was singing about in Free Fallin'. You know, she was the good girl, you know? You know, she had us, you know, the fans were chanting, "You deserve it. You deserve it." And she just came off, you know, she showed emotion. She showed emotion. And when she got us, she made us buy it, hook, line, and sinker. She had the crocodile tears before she came off very genuine, before pulling the rug out from under the adoring fans. Great stuff. Abso-freaking-lutely brilliant. You wonder why she's the best thing going in the women's division today? I don't care if it's Raw or SmackDown Live. That's why. I know Michael Bullock and Dee Woodson don't like her. Let me tell you something. You don't have to like her. You damn sure have to respect her. Simple as that. Love her. Absolutely brilliant. That might have been her best promo ever. All I can say on that. Genius. 3 3/4, teetering on 4. A very strong chamber match for the women. Well done. Great job. Nothing more to say on that. So, good old MF, Michael Fletcher, come on in. We're on the Bliss bandwagon. Like I said, you don't have to like her, but you damn sure have to respect her. That's all there is to it.
And, you know, there's a lot of, you know what, you get everything from Alexa Bliss tonight. You get everything that she needed to literally pull the inside straight, and she got it. Because, you know, they gave her the caveat of being the last one out in the Elimination Chamber fight. You know, maybe champion's prerogative, maybe it was the luck of the draw, whatever, but she got out last. Major advantage. Then on top of that, she had the good fortune of seeing Sasha Banks and Bayley, basically their friendship imploded right before our very eyes, and she was able to capitalize on that as well. There was some early eliminations, so there wasn't that many in the ring that they needed to deal with. So it told the story that you needed to tell. She was ducking, she was diving, she was dodging, she was doing anything she could to win the fight, to go to WrestleMania, to defend her title. And she did it and then some. She worked her magic. Now, you can say whatever you want about Alexa Bliss, but I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to get heat. Tonight, she solidified herself as that name that Dee Woodson I know does not want to hear, and I won't say it, Dee, but she solidified herself as the top girl in WWE today. Now, I got to preface that very carefully, because she's got a mega fight down the line at WrestleMania now. Because it looks like, even though, and this is the weird thing, everybody thinks that this fight is actually set in stone. It may not. Because remember, the winner of the Royal Rumble never officially made her choice on who she gets to pick as a championship fight. People are thinking that because Alexa won, that this is etched in stone, it's a done deal, it's going to be Alexa versus a fighter that we're going to talk about later tonight, but that might not necessarily be true. And that's why I really want to preface this very carefully, because need I remind you, unlike with the Royal Rumble in the men's, Shinsuke Nakamura got to call his shot, and he literally figuratively and literally called out AJ Styles. The winner of the Royal Rumble in the women's side has never officially declared who they wanted at WrestleMania. Even though we may assume that it's going to be this, not so fast, my friends. So we'll wait and see. And at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be one-on-one. Honestly. I think somebody else might have just have a say in the situation with the title fight at WrestleMania. And we'll get into that a little bit later as well. So, yes, Alexa was amazing. So was Bayley. So was Sasha. So was all the girls. All the girls did a great job. 3.5 to 3 3/4 for me. The post-fight interview with Renee Young, Anthony, was absolutely perfect. It was what you wanted in a heel champion. Yes, you can have a moment to be emotional. Have a moment to be, legit. She broke kayfabe for a moment. That's why I loved it. Because I think at the beginning, she brought raw emotion. No pun intended. But it was. It was raw emotion. She let the crowd build her up as the great champion that she is. And deservingly so tonight. Especially after what she pulled off. And for her, I think she needed a minute before she got back into her snarky heel type attitude that, that the character that she played. I kind of felt like at that moment, she broke kayfabe. But then she goes right back into the Twisted Bliss, and that's when we got the more epicness. And let me tell you, all the fans ate it up, especially the fellas. The men ate it up. This is the Alexa Bliss they want. It's not that they want it, they need it. They need that egocentric attitude. They need the craving of that name. They want her at that pedestal, at that top. And let me tell you, that's something that Bayley couldn't pull off. That's something Sasha Banks couldn't pull off. Alexa Bliss has transcended the division as we know it, especially after tonight. For her to pull it off and win the first ever women's Elimination Chamber, it's another notch in her accolades that she's done. A 4-time women's champion. Arguably right now, one of the hottest women's champions we've had in a long time. And let me tell you guys, let me even hit you with a little something else. Alexa Bliss herself, she's only 26 years old. And I know there's always that saying of you never, ever, ever reveal a lady's age because that is downright, disrespectful. But let me preface this a little more clearly. She is in the prime of her career. She is just starting to evolve. She's getting bigger and bigger by the week, by the month. I'm going to tell you this right now. If she continues to go on that rise, that plateau that she's riding, now she's got a major test at Mania. But if she can continue to deliver match after match, greatness after greatness, that she's showing strength to strength, she could easily, when this is all said and done, and I know I'm going to anger Michael Bullock and Dee Dee Woodson, but they must respect me on this. I hope you guys. we might be talking to her in the same breath of a Lita, of a Trish Stratus, of a Beth Phoenix, of one of the greats of this PG era. Now, she ain't going to be the all-time great, because I think the greatest female wrestler in the history of professional wrestling was the fabulous Moolah, Lillian Edison. And nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to come close to her, ever. Nobody. But she could be one of the all-time greats. Alexa can be. Now, a lot of the times, it's people that you love and people that you hate. Let me tell you, when we talk about guys like the rated R superstar Edge, we respected him as an individual, the body of work. Did we like him being the ultimate opportunist? Absolutely not. But we respected it. And just like Anthony Floyo just said, we may not like what Dee Dee Woodson would love to call biscuit butt or whatever, for her antics, for her cattiness, for her me first attitude. But in the ring, she definitely took it to a whole new level. She did a twisted bliss off the top of the cell, guys. Off the top of of one of the pods, for heaven's sakes. And for her height, the 5 feet of fury, that was a risk. Major risk. That could have gone all kinds of wrong for her. But at the end of the day, she is without a doubt, she's already running away with Superstar of the Year in the women's division again for 2018. Like, she right now is the top dog. Like I said, there's somebody who's right there, who's coming, who's nipping at the heels. And I think we all agree, if this fight actually happens at Mania, but again, we haven't officially had a declaration of it yet. What we'll see is going to be very interesting. 3 to 3.5 to 3 3/4. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'll say it. 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star as well. I mean, definitely great work by all the women, and basically, I mean, I'll say it right here, and I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I mean, I don't like Alexa Bliss. I mean, with her attitude, but tonight, I could definitely respect with what she performed tonight. I mean, what she did was just awesome, and especially with that move she did from the top pod of the elimination chamber. That's basically risking it all, and what she did on the mic afterwards in that post match interview was solid as well, no doubt about it. So, I mean, I agree. I mean, with what Alexa Bliss has done, I mean, it's unreal. I mean, and I also agree she will never come close to what the fabulous Moolah has done, and she'll never be the greatest female wrestler of all time. That dubious honor is always gonna belong to the fabulous Moolah. God rest her soul, but Alexa Bliss, I mean, like Fletcher said, could come close to being there with the likes of Lita, Trish Stratus, and all the other greats. So, yeah, I mean, great job by all the women tonight. And like I said, I don't like Alexa Bliss, but I can definitely respect what she did tonight. I know Dee Dee Woodson is probably gonna rip me a new one for saying it, but hey, I'm just being honest here. That's all I'm saying. Dee Dee Woodson, your thoughts on this 3.5 to 3 3/4?
Okay, the match, yes, three. I'm going 3/4 to almost 4. The girls, yes, they all did a great job. I'm still not calling Alexa Bliss her famous little name that everybody just adores. I still think she's a piece of chicken manure. I don't like the girl. Yes, she can wrestle. Yes, she's very good at what she does, but she still, in some cases, plays this little I'm so helpless and I can't do crap without having help. Or as she did at the beginning of when they finally let her out, climbing the cage trying to get away from everybody because she didn't want to face the two of them. She wanted to have help in the ring when she faced the two of them. Alexa, yes, you can wrestle. We know you can wrestle, but you don't need to pull the crap that you pull before you do it. Get out there, do your business, and move on. The trash talking at the end, fine. That's a typical heel. In the ring, don't act like a chicken crap. All right, that's all I ask. Like I said, 3.25 to almost 4. So move on because I'm trying not to rant on this.
Okay, let's.
Well, Florio, I guess we could say you can't please everybody.
Nope, Didi Woodson being our not just our mother hen, but our angry mother hen. That's all I can say on that. So that's all there is to say.
But which I say, I totally disagree with her. I mean, you have to appreciate what she did tonight.
Amen. I'm glad you did, Bullock. I mean, I was honestly expecting you to pull your little wham 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 Byron Saxton stuff that you usually do.
Oh, I'm not doing that tonight. That to me, unfortunately, is with Dee Dee Woodson. So I respectfully disagree with everything you just said.
Hey, I didn't say I didn't respect what she did in the match tonight, other than the way she started out the match.
Okay.
All I'm saying is she don't need to do that crap. Because she can actually get out there and wrestle. And that's what she needs to do, instead of going out there and pulling the little crap like she did at the beginning of her part of the match. That's the part I was ranting on. I want to make that clear before you guys take it all out of proportion. All right?
Sounds good. So, all right. So, that being said, let's move on. We have limited time here, folks. So let's just move on here. Raw Tag Team Championship on the line. We had the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro defending against Titus Worldwide, Titus O'Neil and Apollo. Dana Brooke in their corner as always. Winners of the match in about 10 minutes and 5 seconds. And still your Raw Tag Team Champions. They don't just set the bar. They are the bar. Sheamus and Cesaro with a white noise combination move to get the win. MF, they don't just set the bar. They are the bar, and they're still the bar in the Raw Tag Team division.
Yes, they are, and this was actually a surprisingly good fight. I actually thought it was going to be a little more. I didn't know what to expect with this match, but this is at least a good 2.5 stars. I mean, I think this was a solid battle, good fight all the way around. A lot of people enjoyed the match. I know I did. I was kind of, like I said, I was thinking it was going to be something a little more unique, a little different, but it was fun for what it was worth, and it is what we've expected this whole time. Finley, I shouldn't say Finley, but Apollo and Titus really working hard, trying to do whatever they could to win the belt, and they came dangerously close at one point, but again, the resourcefulness, the attitude, and just, the ring awareness of the tag team champions proved to be, at the end of the day, the deciding factor. And yes, they are still the Raw tag team champions, Cesaro and Sheamus, and they are now, right now, if everything holds the way they do, they're 42 nights away from possibly performing with those titles at the biggest event of the year, WrestleMania. Nothing more to say. 2.5 stars for me. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you give it, Fletch?
2.5 stars.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I agree. 2.5 stars. I mean, it was a good match for what it was. I mean, obviously, I mean, this was a little bit of a cool down period from the unbelievable women's elimination chamber match. So yeah, I mean, there was no doubt in my mind that the Bar was going to retain, and they did, and now they have the inside track to WrestleMania as the Raw Tag Team Champions. So yeah, nothing more to say. 2.5 stars. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I pretty much agree, so I'm not going to add too much more to it. So, but I'll toss it over to Florio.
2 3/4 to 3 stars. The Bar were really great here, getting the most out of a team that, despite some fluke wins on Raw, are a dead act. Apollo was really fun, but working such a long heat on a guy that just is not over is not always the best of plans. I mean, it was far from bad, and overall was pretty good, and a little better than I expected, to be honest. And Titus and Apollo, they do have several non-title wins over Sheamus and Cesaro, yet few seem to think, including me, that they have a chance when the titles are on the line. Monday Night Raw right now is really desperate for babyface tag teams due to the injuries of Jeff Hardy, Dean Ambrose, and now most recently Jason Jordan. So we need some babyface tag teams ASAP. We need them stat. That's all I can say, because right now, the only real babyface tag team we have on Raw right now, I got to be honest, it's the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. That's it. I mean, everything else is dominated by heels, the Bar, the Revival, just to name a couple, and that's pretty much it. And Titus Worldwide, the only other real babyface tag team, and it's a damn shame what happened to Hardy. You could have had the Hardy still going. You could have had the Shield with Ambrose, but unfortunately he got hurt. MF Bullock and I should know we were there when it happened, and that's it. So that's really all I can say there. So 2 3/4 to 3 stars, and I'll go as far as to say sleeper fight of the night. That's all there is to it. Okay, moving on now to the other big women's match, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, the Unstoppable Force, Nia Jax. Nia Jax were to win this match and end the streak of Asuka, she would be added to Asuka's WrestleMania Women's Championship match, making it a triple threat match. Winner of the match in 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Sorry, Nia, you're not going to get your WrestleMania moment, at least not yet. The Empress of Tomorrow gets the win with a reverse double leg hookup pinning combination. Asuka wins it 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Michael Bullock, Phenom, he does it again. Make it 247-0 and counting for the Empress of Tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, there was no doubt about it that Asuka was going to win this. I'll give this about maybe 1.5 to 2 stars, if I'm going to be quite honest. I mean, it was fine for what it was in that short amount of time. So, but man, I mean, after the match, I mean, Nia Jax basically beat the snot out of Asuka and basically drove her through that barricade outside, and in the end, Nia Jax was the one who walked out. So Why am I getting this feeling we're getting a triple threat match anyway for the Raw Women's title? I got a feeling Nia Jax is going to find some way to get into it. So I still think we're going to get it. It's going to be Asuka versus Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. I think Nia Jax is going to storm into Kurt Angle's office and show that she still deserves that opportunity. And I think it's going to go down. I don't know how you guys feel about it. So that's just how I feel. So Dee Woodson, how did you feel about this match? Although I feel like I'm leaning more towards 1.5.
I'm going to probably give it a 2 to 2.5. Not 2.5, 2.25. Only because it was more dominated by Nia Jax, and Asuka didn't get a huge defense out of it. Although she did throw on quite a few submission moves, and and she did end up in the end winning it. But also after the match, she got destroyed by Nia. So, and of course that goes with being the sore loser. So, not much more I'm going to say about it. As far as if Nia makes it into the pay-per-view, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm not going to comment on that right now. So, Boyo, it's yours.
Yes, 2 3/4 to 3 stars is my rating for this. Pretty good. I mean, there was no messing around. I mean, they worked to their strengths. It had a great sense of urgency. The right woman won. Following the post-match, I'd expect a rematch on Monday Night Raw at the earliest possible date, maybe tomorrow night. And if that's the case, I would have Asuka dominate and submit Nia quickly to get her revenge and properly set her as the undisputed, dominant #1 contender, which she is because she won the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match, as the ring announcing introduction by JoJo always has to remind us week in and week out. But this was a very entertaining match, and it looked like Jax may have even kicked out before at that 3 count. So we're going to see if that plays out, if they play that out tomorrow night. I'm kind of hoping they do. Or if not, or if that was not meant to be part of the story. The post-match tag gave Jax her heat back. I assumed the match was going to be all about giving Asuka all the momentum heading into WrestleMania 34. Instead, she ended up being helped to the back. She won the match. And there's obviously plenty of time to build up that momentum on Monday Night Raw. We got 6 weeks worth of Monday Night Raws before we get to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome and WrestleMania 34 on April the 8th. So I think that's pretty much all we can say on that. So this was 2 3/4 to 3 stars. So MF, 247-0 for Asuka.
Yes, it is, and it was and I gotta give credit where credit's due. I mean, it was a good, solid fight. Yeah, it was expected what we were hoping for in the end and whatnot. And the thing is that you gotta give a lot of credit to Nia Jax as well, man. She really went for this. This was probably one of the best looking matches she's had in a long, long time. She looked the strong, powerful lady that she is. She used her brute strength. She used her force. I don't mind the beatdown at the end. I think it kind of is good enough for me because that just reiterates the fact that it's not going to be a one-on-one fight. As a matter of fact, I think it opens the door for a multi-women title fight at WrestleMania, and I don't mind it because if you want to make Asuka the greatest thing in wrestling, you gotta make her earn her stripes. She did at the Royal Rumble, coming from the 25 spot to win it. They just need to build her the right way, and I think they are. Don't make her indestructible, don't make her invincible, but she needs to show that she is human in certain areas. She's not a robot. She's not a machine. She can get beaten up. She can get hurt. And this was perfect for us. at least for the IWC, because at least it gives us a little something saying, whoa, did you see that? Asuka just got beaten up. She just got jumped. So we'll wait and see what happens. Solid. Nothing more to say. Florio, it's yours.
And now we have to go to our lone low light of the night here. Woken Matt Hardy against Bray Wyatt. Winner of the match in about 10 minutes and 7 seconds. Well, actually, it was between 9 minutes and 55 seconds to 10 minutes and 7 seconds. Nonetheless, Woken Matt Hardy gets the win over Bray Wyatt. So consider it even now, 1-1. So, Didi Woodson, we started off with you. Woken Matt Hardy gets the win. So that means greetings for everyone and for Bray Wyatt especially.
Yeah, he deleted the absolute mule, and it was very interesting hearing Matt Hardy actually singing. Usually we hear Jeff singing our little song that Fletch usually does for us, but here it was Matt actually singing it tonight on the pay-per-view. So that was kind of interesting to see that. And the mind games at the beginning of it, before the match even started, that was kind of cool, because how often do you see Bray Wyatt in that form, where he's just baffled, not knowing what's going on, and even in a bit, a little bit maybe scared of what he's getting ready to face, or whatever you want to call the Woken Matt Hardy to be now. But yes, we've got green beans for everyone except for Fletch, which I think I might have some leftover pizza I can send over for Fletch so that he doesn't have to have the green beans. So I'm gonna give it. Let's see. What
It's
me.
Here? It's me, Didi.
I haven't rated it yet.
Oh, okay.
I rated it probably 1-1, 4 stars just for the match, but I liked kind of what they did at the beginning of the match though. But yeah, for Fletch, while the rest of us eat green beans, he's gonna have leftover pizza. So it's yours, Florio.
Yes, green beans for everyone, but here's the thing. This was easily the worst fight of the night. 1 star. I mean, this was not good in any way. Like I said, this was easily the worst thing on the show. The crowd didn't give 2 flips about it. Instead, they were cheering for beach balls and Rusev Day. Wrong show, folks. He's on that other show that MF loves to peddle around. But nonetheless, the work was also slow. It was extremely flat. And this was a match that happened on this show. Honest to goodness, they really need to move on from this. And as much as I would love to see them do, as much as I want to see these two go at it in a Hardy compound bout, a deletion bout, if you will, because there was a rumor going around that they're planning on having these two at the Hardy compound for WrestleMania. Not even all of that. I don't think even a 5-star classic with that can even save this hapless and lifeless feud. I mean, I was looking forward to it at first, but 2 lackluster matches. I don't know which one was worse, this or Raw 25. But honestly, the only reason why, you can make an argument. I mean, Raw 25 was short and sweet and to the point. This one, I think, overstayed its welcome, honestly. So that's really all I can say on that. It's a 1-star match, yes. That's the only real negative. But other than that, the positive, we get a Hardy win, and that means green beans for everyone. Yes. And Michael Bullock, we all know how they are. Wonderful and delightful. Yeah. Oh, wow. Worst fight of the night, 1 star. MF, all yours.
Florio, memo. Don't ever do that laugh ever again, please. 1 star. Worst fight of the night. I'll give you that. Maybe this is why they brought Jeremy Borash to WWE. Because if they're going to do the stuff with the Hardy Compound, who is the brains of doing the Hardy Compound and all that? The decay or deletion or the final deletion or the total non-stop deletion? Jeremy Borash, Matt Hardy, and the brains of Impact Wrestling way back when. They were the reasons why we saw the epicness, the goofiness, the funny stuff, and just the downright awesome. And for me personally, I kind of I want to see how it transpires WWE style, because you could go a little big, you know, maybe they use the pyrotechnics for that. You know, they do say that the WWE is on a tighter budget, that they don't use pyrotechnics for their stage shows anymore. We all know that because we've been following it for about a good minute. But what if they put that budget for that fight? That'd be pretty bad. I mean, I'll be down with that. Yeah, honestly, I would enjoy that. So we'll wait and see what happens. But like you said, 1 star, worst fight of the night. I could care less about it as well. Mike Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, 1 star. I can give 2 hoots about this this crap fest of a match, or this feud for that matter. And like Florio said, I was up for it at first, and now, guys, I hate to say this, it's beyond the point of go away and move on from this. And I swear, if we get another match between these two tomorrow night or somewhere down the line, watch out. The Phenom's coming out, or better than that, Florio, I'm going to make a request. Please make it a cutout, because I'm getting sick and tired of this whole thing right here, right now. Move on.
Now that I think about it, I probably should have made this a cutout, even though it's a pay-per-view show. So
yeah, I second that motion on the cutout call.
Well, these next 2 items are not cutouts at all whatsoever. Oh no. Rowdy Ronda Rousey. It's contract signing time. But this was an interesting contract signing. Of course, we had General Manager Kurt Angle. You knew he was going to show up. You had a feeling we were going to see Stephanie, but what a surprise, we got to see Hunter as well. Yes, much to the chagrin of Michael Bullock, for at least this night, we had the return of the Authority, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. But the crowd ate him up, though, I'll tell you that. I mean, that crowd was popping for Hunter, I'll tell you, man. That's called respect right there.
Oh, yeah, like that's best for business. Yeah, right, up my freaking ass.
And we're back to the wham, 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 Byron Saxton nonsense. Hallelujah. All right. So here we go. But in all serious business, though, Bullock, I'm going to bring you back in. What do we always say about contract signings in the immortal words of JBL?
They don't end well.
And this one certainly did not. For Triple H, that is. Ronda Rousey put him through the contract signing table. She signed her contract. Okay. So I guess there we have it, folks. Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania 34. Book it. 90% of this was horribly awkward. I mean, I love Ronda, I really do. But the girl, the mic work, the mic work really needs some work. She was not comfortable at all, and it showed. You couldn't even hear her, for goodness sakes. I think she needs a mouthpiece, ASAP. Someone like a Paul Heyman or somebody who could, be a legitimate mouthpiece for her. I think she honestly would have been better off saying nothing at all and being that silent assassin that we all know she is. But Kurt Angle, the Kurt Angle stuff played well, and so did the angle afterwards with Rousey putting Triple H to the table and getting her badass biatch face on, and the crowd loved it. It was really rough, but you know it's going to end up all over ESPN and all mainstream media tomorrow. Triple H sold that table bump very well, and that helped sell the angle big time. And I also like that it played off of the previous Mania angle between Rousey, Triple H, and Steph. And it made sense that Kurt Angle wanted revenge for Survivor Series after what Triple H did to him. So this was a 50-50 segment for me. Ronda was not good at all. On the mic, that is. But I think Kurt Angle and Triple H and Stephanie and everything that played out after that made this segment really good. So I think it's all but official. Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle on one side, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, the Authority, on the other side, for what could be the biggest mixed tag team match in the history of WrestleMania. So, and we haven't seen many mixed tag matches at WrestleMania. But I think not only is this going to be the biggest one, but I think in the terms of the body of work, I think it's got potential to be something really special if they book it correctly. So MF, nothing more to say. Rousey and Angle, Triple H and Steph, the Authority, book it.
It's almost a legit book it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I kind of felt like, and I even said something about it closely to the vest, that she looked nervous. Like, she definitely was trying to, and I got what she was trying to do. She's trying to be genuine. You know, she was talking about that this was an ultimate dream for her. You know, that, you know, it was about being with Roddy Piper, and the Piper, and that connection to Piper. I thought that was beautifully done. I thought that was she tried to convey it in a way that we understood it, but she just was nervous. I chalk that up to nerves. And the thing is, she's never really been a good speaker. I mean, even in her interviews with Joe Rogan and everything else, she never really was a speaking type of a person. She's more action than talk. So for me, you're going to see a lot of, I think and especially the way she's been training and the whole 9 yards. And you saw the videos of her doing a lot of spots with, Brian Kendrick, some stuff away, outside of professional wrestling, like the MMA, her training for fights and whatnot. They incorporated those videos in it as well. So she is well versed. She's ready. It's just, obviously they're going to work on the promos. They got to work on that stuff. Maybe we see her tomorrow night. I mean, there is a rumor that she's supposed to make an appearance. I can't guarantee yes or no, but at the end of the day, this was really done really well. So I have nothing bad to say whatsoever. I mean, yes, it is a 50-50 segment. Yes, it was practically a letdown moment because we all were hoping for something better. But at the end of the day, we got what we got. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So good luck. Mike Bullock, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, this was 50-50. I mean, the mic work for Ronda Rousey, was just bad. It was just really, really bad. I mean, like you said, I think nervousness really played into it, but I really loved how she responded. And, well, Triple H tried to challenge her. Well, in the end, he got his ass put through the contract signing table. And then Stephanie McMahon with her usual bitch slap. And, well, Steph, I mean, when are you going to learn who you just slapped? The baddest woman on the planet. And yeah, it was a good thing you got your ass out of that ring. Because if you had tried to challenge her, yeah, the result would not have looked good. But yeah, it's definitely leading to Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey against the Authority, especially with the issues Kurt Angle has had with not just the commissioner Stephanie McMahon, but the COO Triple H as well. Thinking that just because Kurt Angle is general manager doesn't mean that he can overtake the Authority. Well, they think the Authority always wins. Well, that's not the case here tonight. So, yeah, really got nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Didi, I don't. We can't hear you. There you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I hear you. Yep, I hear you.
Okay. I kind of agree with you guys. It's kind of a letdown segment. Probably the only highlights that came out of it was seeing Triple H go through the table. So not much more we have to say about it. So let's move on.
Move on to the main event of the evening. The first ever 7-man Elimination Chamber match. But before we move on to that, MF, you don't have to wonder. It's confirmed. Ronda Rousey will be on Monday Night Raw tomorrow night at the Honda Center in Anaheim. You wanted it, you got it. So she'll be there. The Authority will be there. Kurt Angle will be there. We're gonna do this whole thing again tomorrow night. Let's see how it plays out then. But now let's move on to the first ever 7-man Elimination Chamber match. We know who the participants are. Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, John Cena, The Miz, Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion The Miz, Elias, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. The winner gets the golden first-class ticket to WrestleMania 34 and a date with Brock Lesnar and a trip to Suplex City for the Universal Championship. Winner of the match. Well, let's go down the eliminations. Our first elimination did not come until 20 minutes and 20 seconds. Miz, first man eliminated. Braun Strowman running power slam. 5 minutes and 35 seconds later, at 25:55, Elias eliminated. Braun Strowman running power slam. 30 seconds later, John Cena eliminated. Braun Strowman running power slam. 26:25. 4 minutes, 20 seconds later at 30:45, Finn Balor eliminated. Braun Strowman running power slam. He sends a pattern here. About 6 minutes later, Seth Rollins eliminated at 36:40. Braun Strowman running power slam. So it comes down to Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Could Braun Strowman do the unthinkable and eliminate every single man in the match? 40 minutes and 15 seconds, the approximate time of the bout. The winner of the Elimination Chamber and the number one contender for the WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania 34, the big dog, Roman Reigns. He gets it done, 40 minutes and 15 seconds. Nothing more to say on this. I believe it's MF who starts it off. Roman Reigns is going to WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. Nothing more to say except, wow, what a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, good match, good title fight. Well, good match. Obviously, by default, fight of the night. I don't think we can argue with that. Braun Strowman, MVP of the fight, because he absolutely dominated this match. But at the end, Vince McMahon gets what he wants, guys. You know, he gets the Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title at WrestleMania. But wait a minute. Maybe Strowman might find his way back into WrestleMania. He might back his way in because of the fact he kind of destroyed Roman at the end. Left him in a heap with 2 running power slams. So maybe this might end up being triple threat for the title. We don't know. I mean, that'd be pretty interesting. I know a lot of the fans would like to see Strowman gets the opportunity at the title. And, you know, is it possible that maybe they might kind of go with a swerve, and maybe we get a miracle at Bourbon Street 2.0. Strowman walk out with the belt at Mania. I mean, that's kind of the way that it feels like, with the way that the crowd reacts and the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible in WWE, but uh, again, this is another 3.5 to 4-star fight. They definitely used they used every element of this. I liked the triple threat element at the beginning. Having Balor, Rollins, and Miz started off. I think that was absolutely spot on, the right decision. To have these 3 workhorses just go and give them what we wanted. Then you kind of were thinking that the order of the guys coming out were all predictable. Obviously Cena had to come out next. Then the big dog Roman Reigns would come out. Then you had Braun Strowman in the number 6 position, and then finally Elias was the 7th and final guy. So, as a matter of fact, at least in my mind, in my eyes, and in my mind and in my heart, I thought they absolutely got this correct. So there was no argument with me, no kind of problem or anything about that. I think that was spot on, the right thing to do. Yes. Was the result or the prediction in any doubt? Absolutely not. I think we all could agree that this was going to be the outcome. Roman Reigns wins. He's going to WrestleMania now. He's fighting for the title against Brock Lesnar. But like I said, I think after what Braun Strowman did to Roman at the end of the night, there might be a chance we actually might get a triple threat coming into WrestleMania. We'll wait and see, because obviously WWE has to realize that not everybody is too keen on Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, just like how people weren't really too keen on Randy Orton versus Batista going to WrestleMania. So I think this is WWE's way of leaving the door open for a possible audible to be thrown, which I think they will. And Michael Bullock, you might want to cover your ears on this, but they might pull the Philly special Bourbon Street style they might pull a WrestleMania special on us and throw this into a triple threat. Now let's see if it turns into gold, like what the Philly special did in the Super Bowl for the Eagles. So we'll see. So 3.5 to about 3 to 3.5 stars. But for me, this was the fight of the night. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, 3.5 to 4 stars is my rating as well. And yeah, this was indeed the fight of the night. I mean, great job by everyone here, and yeah, no surprise with the outcome. Roman Reigns now going to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. I mean, as far as the triple threat that Fletcher talked about, I mean, it's a possibility, but we'll just have to wait and see as we go along here. So, yeah, nothing really more to say. Fight of the night, 3.5 to 4 stars. So, Dee, what did I give it to you?
Sorry guys, I'm having some technical difficulties on my end, but I'll agree with the rating. I'm not going to add anything to it so I can fix my technical difficulties, and so I'll toss it over to Florio.
What were we calling? What did we say was the rating on this? 3.5 to 4 or something like that. So, yeah, yeah, I suppose I can give it that. I mean, the outcome doesn't surprise anyone since it's been well known for at least a year that Vince McMahon was dead set on going with the Lesnar-Reigns rematch. The live crowd booed when Reigns came to life, but then it sounded like they were either muted or simply quiet after Reigns got the win. Lesnar and Reigns had a great match the first time around at 31, and I assume this will be on the same level. Of course, this time we all know Roman's going to be coronated, of course, but still you cannot help but wonder how much buzz there would be coming out of this show had they kept Strowman and Lesnar apart all year, and then had Strowman go over in this match to set the stage for the Ultimate Showdown match on the grandest stage. But putting that aside, it was a good chamber match, and they obviously made Strowman look strong in defeat. So you guys pretty much said everything we needed to say on that, so no question about that. So with that being said, let's move on to our overall thoughts on the night, and Michael Bullock will kick it off with you.
Actually, can you have someone else start it? I'm not quite ready yet with my rating.
Didi Woodson, you want to start it off? I know you probably got to get going anyway. So Didi Woodson, let's get your overall thoughts on the night, and then Bullock can just play off that.
Well, it was a fairly decent show. Both chamber matches were probably the strongest parts of the show, with everything else kind of in the middle as a filler between the two chamber matches. The letdown with Ronda Rousey, the worst fight of the night with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. I'm probably going to give it about 7 stars. That's the best I can probably give it. And only because but like I said earlier, I mean, the strongest part of Ronda Rousey thing was actually seeing Triple H go through a table. So if you want to see Triple H go through a table, then watch that segment. If not, I would say most of the middle part of the pay-per-view really would not be worth anybody's time, because it's just filler matches between the two strongest bookends. So not much more I had to say about it. So I'm heading out. I have a big drive ahead of me tomorrow to take my son back to college. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Bye.
All right. Good night, Edie. We'll see you tomorrow night for Ridiculously Raw as always. So, all right. 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Overall, solid and newsworthy show, highlighted by both Elimination Chamber matches. Solid mid-card, minus that horrible Hardy Wyatt match. And the Rousey segment started off rough, but ended well. The show was capped off by a good, but predictable and flat at times men's chamber, where the star of the match, Braun Strowman, lost for the 4th coronation of Roman Reigns. Overall, both chamber matches delivered. The Rousey segment had the fans cheering her at the end. An entertaining night. And for all you Roman haters, let's take solace and praise God in the fact that Vince McMahon did not ruin the Royal Rumble match to get to his match. Thankfully, we got what we wanted in the Rumble match last month with Nakamura winning that. So that's really all we can say on that. So 6.5 to 7 out of 10. That was what the 7 deities told myself and Michael Bullock last night when we did our preview show. We thought it was going to be somewhere between 6 and 7, and yep, pretty much turned out to be exactly as we thought. So solid 6.5 to 7 out of 10. So MF, what did the 7 deities give you for a rating?
Unfortunately, the 7 deities gave it a 6 out of 10. This was a solid event. It was good for what it was worth. I think it could have been a lot more better. Unfortunately, the chamber fights were predictable on every element, from the Sasha heel turn to Alexa winning. Then there was the predictability of Asuka winning her match. There was really no surprises tonight on the show. Braun dominating, which I think we all kind of going in thought that was going to happen. Roman winning. the men's chamber fight. So again, there was the action was good. There was plenty of time, plenty of great stories. But at the end of the night, the biggest story or the biggest thing about this evening was that there was no surprises. There was no shock value. There was nothing that made us say, "Oh my God, that was amazing." It kind of was very limited than anything else, and that's a little bit of a letdown, at least in my eyes. So I'm sorry. I got to give it a 6 out of 10. To me, this was kind of a between average to slightly above average for a pay-per-view event. Um, you know, Monday Night Raw has been delivering on all cylinders in the last few weeks, except tonight. I'm not going to say it was a major letdown, but it is a letdown nonetheless. Michael Bullock, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Fletch. I mean, it was a six out of 10 for me. I mean, yeah, I mean the chamber matches delivered. I mean, the only disappointments for me were of course, the Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt and that Ronda Rousey contract signing. I mean, and like Fletcher said, we didn't get any surprises. So that made us say, wow, did that just really happen? So, yeah, 6 out of 10. So I could say this was pretty much an average show, if I'm going to be quite honest. So I'm not going to say average and mediocre. I'm just going to say it was average. So nothing more to say. Florio, wrap it up.
That's exactly what we're going to do. We put the bow on this Elimination Chamber recap edition of Ridiculously Raw. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Of course, tomorrow night we have the actual Ridiculously Raw tomorrow night, where we're going to review Monday Night Raw. Of course, big show tomorrow night from the Honda Center in Anaheim. Ronda Rousey will be back, and also Brock Lesnar will confront Roman Reigns. Those are the two highlight segments right there. Hopefully, both of those will deliver in spades. Of course, we'll review the rest of Monday Night Raw. Of course, we'll also have my Tony's take on 205 Live and Impact Wrestling. And then Tuesday night, we got Cerebral Smack Talk with MF over on his channel, Raceway 95. We'll run down SmackDown Live as they continue on the road to their next pay-per-view, Fastlane, in 2 weeks. Maybe a Mikey's Mindset. We'll see. And then Friday night, of course, Strictly Sports. All I know, NBA Power Rankings for now. Right around tomorrow night, we'll see what Derek has in store for us with the docket. So that's it. So until tomorrow night for Ridiculously Raw, your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Florio here. For good old MF Michael Fletcher. For the Phenom Michael Bullock. And in spirit, Didi Woodson and Derek Ferrera. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Monday. And until tomorrow night for Ridiculously Raw, you've been watching this special edition of Ridiculously Raw, the WWE Elimination Chamber 2018 recap right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who's been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long.